right, now look, today I'm going to be showing you guys how I like to make an apple cider pound cake using my very own homemade apple cider. So let's go ahead and get into it, chat. Now, like I said, I'm going to be using 1 cup of my homemade apple cider. This is what I would suggest to you. If you don't want to make the apple cider from scratch like I have done, and if you buy it from the store, I would advise you to start off with 2 cups, put it in a saucepan, and allow it to reduce down to 1 cup, and then let it get to room temperature. A lot of the store-bought stuff, unless you have a really good quality, is not going to be that pungent, but mine is pretty strong, so that's the reason why I can just start with 1 cup and be good with that, okay? You're going to need some vanilla extract, white sugar, brown sugar, sour cream. You're going to need ground nutmeg, cinnamon, baking powder, salt, flour, 3 large eggs at room temperature. You're going to need a 3.9 ounce of no sugar added applesauce, 1 cup of vegetable oil. Y'all know I like to use the Perfect Release, the flour pan spray. Of course, your Bundt pan, and then I'm going to be making it inside of the KitchenAid today. You see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? Don't ask me for the damn ingredient list. Come on, child. Now, to be sure that all of the spices and the leavening agent mixes well with the flour, I'm going to run it all through a sifter into a bowl. So put the flour in, and also going ahead and add in the cinnamon, the salt, the nutmeg, and the baking powder. I will put the exact measurements up on the screen for you. Go ahead and sift the flour directly into the bowl. This is just going to make sure that everything is nice and smooth, and it's also a great way to make sure that everything is fully incorporated together. I have my oven over here preheated to 350 degrees. In my mixer, I'm going to add in the 1 cup of the vegetable oil. I'm going to add in the 1 cup of the apple cider. All of this is all going to just get mixed together. I'm going to add in the white sugar. I'm going to now add in the brown sugar. I'm going to add in the 3 eggs. I have lightly beaten those just to kind of break up the yolks. The full package of the applesauce, also directly in. And all of the sour cream. Get all that in the bowl. And you're also going to add in 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. I have my paddle attachment on, and I'm now going to mix all of this together until everything is fully combined. Now that everything is fully mixed, I'm going to gradually start to add in the flour a little bit at a time so that it is not over mixed. Once you start to see that the white has gone away, you can continue to add in the flour. Once you see that a majority of the flour has been mixed in, turn the mixer off and just combine the rest by hand so that you do not overwork it. Don't be shy when you're using this pan baking spray for the Perfect Release. Because it's flour-based, it does not leave a nasty aftertaste, so it's perfectly fine to make sure that it's overly saturated so that your cake mixture comes out easily. Pour your batter directly into your baking tin. It smells heavenly. Yes, Lord. Now, if y'all wanted to, y'all could make apple cider donuts. There's so many things that you can do with homemade apple cider, but I wasn't trying to go through all the trouble of making a whole bunch of donuts, so I figured, why not just make an apple cider cake instead? You know what I mean? I like to pat it down on the counter just a few times to make sure that there's no air pockets. This is what she's looking like. I'm now going to place this in my oven that's been preheated at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes or until I can put a toothpick in it and it comes out just about done. If you put the toothpick in it and it comes out just bone dry and brittle, you've overcooked it. So start with 45 minutes and then just keep an eye on it. Alrighty, y'all. So I have just taken the cake out of the oven. It has been baking for exactly 50 minutes. It is beautiful golden brown. It smells absolutely divine, and already from just touching it, you can see how nice and spongy it is. So this cake is not going to be dried out at all. I have placed it on a wire rack so that the heat can continue to circulate around it, because I want to allow this to fully cool down before I flip it out onto the baking dish, and then we can work on making the icing. All right, you guys, it has been about 15-20 minutes. The cake is still a little bit warm, but it's cool enough that I can handle it. So now is the time when you want to go on ahead and flip it onto whatever your cake pan is. I'm going to be putting it directly on the serving one and just do it really quickly. 1, 2, 3. And it released right out. I heard it fall. And now, let's see what she's looking like. Beautiful! Beautiful! Look at the baby. Now I'm going to allow her to fully cool, and then we will go on ahead and put the icing on it. Oh yeah, baby. She's beauty and she's grace. She's Miss United States. Oh, bitch, this is about to be good. An apple cider bundt cake. My God. Let me put on icing. Now for the icing, I have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm going to be adding in, when I say like a pinch, I mean a very small pinch of allspice. You could also do apple pie spice if you wanted. And then I'm going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of the apple cider. Give that a good whisk. And now that I've gotten it as thick as I like, I'm going to go in with one last additional 1/8 of a teaspoon, and that's going to loosen it up just to the consistency that I want. Now, the icing itself is meant to be very thick because the warmth of the cake is going to kind of thin it out just a little bit. But even still, I don't want mine super thin. I want it to kind of stay on the cake. I've placed it over into a bag. This is a normal bag, and I cut the tip off, not doing anything fancy. I'm just going to drizzle some right over the edges of this, just like so. And I'm just going to try to get one in between each little line. And by it being thick like this, it's making it easier for it to kind of stick in place. And again, I'm not trying to make this, perfect. It's, this is just for me, honey. But this is how I put it together. And I'm going to clean all that icing up at the bottom. And then I can put that back in the bag if I want to. But we're going to make it presentational. You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to worry. How many of y'all like apple cider? Honey, you can make apple cider pancakes. Hell, you can make apple cider anything, I guess. Depending on how crafty y'all. I'm going to finish this up. And then I will be back to show you guys the final product in just a few moments. And I don't know about you, honey, but I think it's time we go ahead and slice this open. Because I know y'all was going to cuss me out if I didn't cut this damn cake. So let me just go right on ahead. Ooh, it's so soft. Ooh. 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 Look at that. Look at how spongy. Ooh. Look at how soft it is. Ooh. I'm gonna go on for a taste test. Here we go. Let me close this up. I don't like chaos in the background. Try these. I want just a little bit of extra icing. Just a little bit. This bite right here. I gotta get this the hell up out of my house. Make it. And that there, my friends, is how I took my homemade apple cider and turned it into this apple cider bundt cake. And my God, on today, the way this cake is soft and succulent. Child, y'all better stay tuned, honey, because I got recipes coming for y'all, child.